The revolution of small steps. Why tiny actions are your greatest asset. Every small action you take, from getting out of bed to taking that one deep breath, is not just a step, it's a revolution. The smallest moves, the quietest victories, the seemingly insignificant efforts, they are the unsung heroes of transformation. In this story, we're diving into why these tiny steps are your most powerful tools for massive change. We love grand gestures. We love stories of overnight success, of people who wake up one day and suddenly have it all figured out. And here's the truth nobody talks about. The biggest changes, they don't come from one massive leap. They don't come from some lightning bolt moment of clarity. They come from small, consistent steps, the kind of steps that feel so insignificant in the moment, you almost don't count them. And those small steps, they are everything. In my experience, I used to believe that progress had to be dramatic. That if I wasn't making giant leaps forward, I wasn't really moving at all. And because of that belief, I stayed stuck. Because the truth is, most days don't feel groundbreaking. Most change happens so gradually, so quietly, that you don't even realize it's happening until suddenly one day you look back and see how far you've come. I remember days where the only thing I accomplished was getting out of bed. And let me tell you, on those days, that wasn't just a small step, that was a battle won. And if you've ever been there, if you've ever dismissed your own progress because it didn't seem big enough, let me say this loud and clear. Every small step you take is a declaration, a rebellion against stagnation, a testament to your unbreakable spirit. Here's some truths. Small steps are your foundation. They're not just motions, they're the groundwork for skyscrapers of success, and without them there's no structure, no stability, and no real growth. They're your unstoppable force. Every tiny effort builds on the last, step by step, decision by decision. You create a cycle of momentum that refuses to be stopped. And they're your battle cry. Every action you take, especially the ones that feel insignificant, are proof that you haven't given up, that you're still in the fight, and that you are becoming. So here's some insight that I've learned that will shift your perspective. Think about the science of small wins. Behavioral psychology shows that small victories literally rewire your brain for success. Every time you accomplish something, no matter how small, it reinforces the belief that you can keep going. Think about the snowball effect. Think of a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, barely noticeable, and as it rolls, it gathers mass, momentum, energy, until suddenly it's unstoppable. And that's exactly how real transformation works. And consider incremental mastery. The people who master their craft, the ones who truly change their lives, they don't do it in giant leaps. They master the art of small, consistent improvements, because that's where true growth is born. So let's try to reframe it. What if you saw every small action not as a drop in the ocean, but as a ripple that will create waves? What if instead of dismissing your small efforts, you recognize them as the building blocks of the person you're becoming? And what if success wasn't about waiting for a massive breakthrough, but about realizing you're creating one tiny step at a time? So here's some advice. Take a victory lap for every step. Start celebrating small wins. Drank a glass of water? There's a win. Got through the day without quitting? There's a win. Acknowledge them because they matter. Micro goals, mastery. Break down your big goals into such tiny, achievable steps that success is inevitable. Small wins fuel your momentum. Reflect and rewire. At the end of the day, stop focusing on what you didn't do. Instead, ask, what small things did I accomplish today? The more you train your brain to see progress, the more progress you will make. And live the process. Stop waiting to arrive. Your journey is already happening. Each step, no matter how small, is already rewriting your story. So, here's your takeaway. Stop underestimating your small steps. They're not just movements. They are not just habits. They are your revolution. They are the proof that you're still here, still trying, still showing up for yourself. Honor them, celebrate them, because they aren't just leading to change, they are the change. If this story reminded you of someone who's struggling to see their own progress, send this to them. Let's remind each other that the small things, the ones we often overlook, are the very things shaping our future. This is your revolution, one step at a time. And a final thought, massive change doesn't come from waiting for the right moment. It comes from taking the smallest step forward, over and over again.